This is Syllabrew. I'll take a few words, define them clearly, talk about how people actually use them, and give you example sentences so they have a better chance of sticking. Today's words are lucid, dubious, circumnavigate, perfunctory, and one I can barely pronounce, incongruous. Lucid. Lucid means clear, easy to understand, or mentally clear. You can use it to describe writing, speech, thinking, or explanation. A lucid explanation is easy to follow. A lucid person is thinking clearly. The word often shows up when something could have been confusing, but instead it becomes understandable. An example, the accountant gave a lucid explanation of the tax problem, which was shocking because I expected to leave more confused than when I arrived. Another example, after sleeping for 9 hours, I briefly became lucid enough to make one responsible decision. Dubious. Dubious means doubtful, questionable, or suspicious. If something is dubious, you are not fully convinced. A dubious claim might be technically possible, but it does not feel trustworthy. A dubious plan sounds like it was created 5 minutes before someone presented it with confidence. Some example sentences are, his excuse for missing the meeting sounded dubious, especially the part about the raccoon stealing his laptop. Another example, I was dubious about the restaurant as soon as I saw the menu had sushi, tacos, pancakes, and a section called miscellaneous meats. Circumnavigate. Circumnavigate means to travel all the way around something. Traditionally, people use it for traveling around the world, an island, a continent, or some physical obstacle. But it can also be used more loosely to mean getting around a problem instead of going directly through it. If you circumnavigate an issue, you avoid the direct path and find a way around. Some examples include, the explorers tried to circumnavigate the globe, which is a more impressive version of me trying to avoid left turns in heavy traffic. Another example, she managed to circumnavigate the office drama by pretending she had a dentist appointment every time the conversation got dangerous. Perfunctory. Perfunctory means done with little effort, interest, or care, usually just because it has to be done. A perfunctory apology does not feel sincere. A perfunctory inspection is quick and shallow. A perfunctory greeting is the kind of greeting someone gives while already mentally leaving the room. For example, he gave a perfunctory apology, which somehow made everyone more annoyed than if he had said nothing. Another example, the hotel clerk gave the room a perfunctory glance and declared it clean, despite the mysterious cracker under the lamp. And the final word for today is the one I can barely pronounce, which is incongruous. Incongruous means strange or noticeable because something does not fit the situation. If something is incongruous, it feels out of place. A clown at a funeral would be incongruous. A formal ball gown at a gas station would be incongruous. The word is useful because it does not mean just weird. It means weird because it clashes with the setting. An example would be, the giant inflatable flamingo looked incongruous in the serious corporate lobby. Another example, there was something incongruous about hearing classical violin music coming from a dented food truck selling chili dogs. For a review of today's words, they were lucid, meaning clear or easy to understand, dubious, meaning doubtful or suspicious, circumnavigate, to travel around something to avoid a problem by going around it, perfunctory, done with little care or effort, incongruous, out of place because it does not fit the situation. And here is a sentence with all of those words in it. After a lucid but dubious explanation, she tried to circumnavigate the problem with a perfunctory apology which felt deeply incongruous coming from someone wearing a velvet cape in a budget meeting. Make sure to check the show notes for the spellings of these words. You can support the podcast at buymeacoffee.com/why thank you.